Okay, as we come out on track, you know to leave that white line like it's a concrete barrier. This white line is a big concrete barrier. We don't go across it. Come all the way out, all the way to the outside. And we get on the brakes late, and we kind of come down here, and we come out to the midline. Okay, and then we come down, and it forces us out. And we get up on that curve. And then really we get kind of leaned over, and we stay mid. We're looking at that orange cone, and then we hit that apex right there, and we straight hands come over here, we turn out, and then we turn down. You see how I went?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't been doing that.
And then this one you kind of get forced out, and you got to bring it back. Hit the brakes for a second, turn in, and you really got to come down to this apex. You haven't been doing that.
Okay.
And it forces you all the way out to over here. And now we're going to go up, actually. That's how you would take that corner, pretty much flat out. This is a brake zone here. Turn in on the gas. Brake zone. Turn in. Roll the speed. Brake zone again. Trail. I know. I really love that second half. I won't go all the way balls down on the straight because there's people up there and they'll notice. See, this Camry is pretty alright. Alright, so I pop out real aggressive like, and then I get on the brakes. And then when we come down to turn one, wham, we hit our mark right there, and it pushes us out. See? And then here's a defensive line for turn two. We diamond it. It pushes us out. We scrub the speed, and then we come back down and pull on the gas, and it pushes us all the way out. Brakes hard, turn in, on the gas. On the brakes, all the way down, and then it pushes us out, okay? And for this corner, I'll do an example here. On the brakes, and then I would turn in and I would apex right there, okay?
Yeah,
I see you keep missing your brake point and you push it far, and then you like don't make it down to apex there. Okay? You apex that one and you blow off the second one. Alright, so brake zone. Come out. This part of the track comes out to you. So you can want to go all the way out, but you have to give it a little bit of space and the track comes to you. 3, 2, 1, turn in. Brake zone again, turn in mark. And really, Bill, you gotta look really far ahead. You can go right over this. So like, even though that's my cone, now that I'm done with looking at that cone, I'm looking all the way as far as I can look ahead. Now I'm looking as far into the brake zone as I can see, and I'm already looking at the corner. And I look back to see my mark, and I look back at the corner. I'm getting black flagged. Anyways. Really, you come all the way out. Brakes. There's your turn-in mark at that second little white line. You hit this. Come all the way out. Okay.
So you stay out here.
I do, and then I can come down to this midline here.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. I've been cutting
Come
in
all the
too
way
tight.
out. Sorry, I was too busy looking at my mirrors. Christian coming up to me. He got black flagged, not us. That's the advantage of driving the slow cars. People don't know it's you that's getting black flagged. They're like, oh yeah, he's going pretty slow. Meanwhile, the car. So all the way out, boom, turn in, straight hands over the hill. So at the apex, I'm still turned, but when we're cresting the hill, I need to straighten my hands. Otherwise, if I start pushing it, the car will slip out. So there's my turn in. I gradually let the weight settle. I come down to the apex and I hold my angle and I start to release, and I come out and hit that curve. You really have to go outside, inside, outside. So I even did it with that right there. Outside, inside, outside. See? And this almost feels like I'm not going to go all the way outside, but then the track comes out to me there. I get all the way outside, I'm on the brakes. And then I trail into that corner. Then I'm on the brakes again and I trail into the corner. And I just go over all of this. Any questions?
Well, we're not gonna go on here, are we?
No, we're not going to be going on too long. But, do you have questions about the first part of the track?
I'd like to go over the last turn before you get to the main straight.
This turn right here, 15 coming up. So if I was doing it like we do it, okay, so I'm coming out right here, and I don't lift. I don't even brake. None of that. I seen you doing that. It nearly scared me to death. I was coming up on you, and I was like, okay, we have good spacing. Okay. Oh, shit. Me? Didn't think it was me.
You stay way out here.
I do stay way out there.
And that's fourth gear all the way, huh?
Uh-huh. Fourth gear all the way.
No braking?
There's braking at turn 1. There's plenty of braking. Yes.
You don't right there. It doesn't seem.
Well, you're not coming out of that turn very fast at all. The last corner. So then when you get down there, you don't need any brakes. But you'll find your brake zone. Just gradually increase, okay? So don't try to go balls out right away, because then none of your braking points will be right. You'll need to lengthen your braking points, okay? Brakes, turn in, straight. Again. So for that very last corner, how we did that line, okay, you might lift there, but if you brake, you could get rear-ended. I almost rear-ended you twice over there, which was pretty scary. Just because when you brake right there and somebody's not expecting it, there's not very much they can do on the limit of grip because they're so leaned over. When we do that, it scrubs speed, but it upsets the balance of the car like we were talking about earlier. It makes the rear end of the car lighter, and that causes you to be more likely to spin out. So that's why it feels like you're going to spin. This corner right here has to be one of my favorites, especially because you can just cut all this track. It's like cheating, but it's legal. I'd show you that line again, but we got black flag. So things I really want you to work on are that line through there, no braking, and then bring your braking point back a little bit for turn 1 when you do, because you will need to brake for that. Once you start carrying more speed down the front straightaway, it compounds. Alright, I'm about to get yelled at, so. Did you learn something?
Sure, every time.
Brakes, floating it, nothing, roll on the throttle. Do this, can't see nothing. Okay, so come to the brakes at that hairline crack in the ceiling, get down to the apex.
I'm in third gear here now, right?
Yep, you're in third gear.
So I'm shifting just before I start.
Downshift right before you start turning.
Right, okay.
You let it float all the way out, third gear, brakes. Okay, roll off the brakes, back there. We're looking over there. See that cone? My eyes track that cone, and now I'm not even looking at that cone, I'm looking at this one. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I come all the way out, brakes. Hands over straight, back going this way. So right here, your braking point is really light. Now to there, okay, and then you roll on the gas around there.
Now I'm shifting fourth here.
Yep, you'll be shifting to fourth. And then you would be downshifting here, to third, but not to second.
Right.
Okay. You would be in this whole time, in fourth, in fourth. If you do any kind of racing here, it's good to know this half of the track, because they're never going to run that school track normally. Downshift to third most of the time. Up and over the hill. You need that torque of the third gear in a Miata. Fourth now. Okay. Come over. Third. Roll the speed. I crabbed a little bit there. Corner wasn't as good as it could have been. Braking point to now, and then roll and trail brake. So when you accelerate, you want to unwind the wheel. You'll notice that I'm down to the apex, I got my wheel turned in, and as soon as I start pushing on the accelerator, I'm rolling my hands straight, straightening my hands. Rolling off the brakes. I roll on the gas as I straighten my hands, and then for this one, see, even then, even with that much more cornering I'm doing, I'm not even lifting. I just keep the same steady amount of throttle. Okay?
So in the Miata, when should I be shifting to fourth? Should I carry it up to 6,500, or?
You can carry it all the way up to red line and then shift. It's a Miata.
So is that faster than, say, shifting at 6,000 and flooring it in fourth?
Shifted at 6,500. That's pretty good. It starts to lose peak power right before it hits red line. But if you, like, let's say, for instance, if you start to hit the rev limiter right here, right before you're about to brake, don't shift, because then you just have to downshift. Just hit that rev limiter.
I don't shift back there at all.
But if you're running a 4.3 and you're going faster, you might end up doing that. See how I come out and then I come down on it and I really get on that curve? That allows the car to settle. When you go through the switch from corner to corner, you need to come from this to straight to this, and you need to hold it at straight for just a little bit for the car to be settled. Otherwise, it'll spring from this side to this side and you'll spin around. I've done it. I looked like a big dummy. Come out. That curb. See how I'm using all the racetrack? Like, the whole thing of pavement is here. I'm gonna use all of it. Even in this little Camry, I'm gonna use all of it. Okay. Brakes, trailing off, rolling on the throttle. Again, comes up pretty quickly, I know. Okay, and for this thing, once we get out to the outside, we come back. Are they going in? Are we going in? What time does this end?
I don't know. I think
in.
there's a meeting at 8:15.
8:15?
I think.
Let me see the schedule.
Time is it? Yeah, 8:15 there's a meeting.
I'll go out for another lap. Just one more. I haven't seen a checkered flag or anything.
I don't know if I have. I might have a schedule.
It's okay. We'll focus on this one more lap. Boom, fourth. This is normally where you would hit it first. Just look, and pop over, okay, and then we're on the brakes. that white hash mark?
That's where you let off?
That's where we turn in. That's where we get off the brakes and turn in. Okay? And then we come out to this apex here.
750. They're saying
750.
that's about now.
Well, I guess I'll have to do a lap to get in faster. We drift all the way out. We swing over 3, 2, 1 brakes and off the brakes. We're looking down at our apex even though we can't see it. Okay? Come down to it. Hands straight, see that? Looking at our other apex. Roll out. Turn to it, brakes. Sorry, I rotated the car a little bit. You felt that steering with the brakes, didn't you? On brakes. Just a light touch for this car.
Talk me through this turn sometime.
I'll talk you through that turn on video. I have it on video.
Okay. Seems like a lot of times there's a bunch of traffic there.
There's a lot of traffic.
It's just
there,
a matter
nobody
of
gets
making it
right.
through safely.
Yeah. You know what? Make it through that corner safely.
Seems like a lot of guys, they want to pass and then they sort of pass too late there.
Yep.
And it just turns into a
Big
scramble.
mess.
Yesterday, I don't think I got to hit that corner more than 2 or 3 times without a bunch of cars right there.
Yeah.
So finding the fastest way through there without any traffic, I haven't been able to do very much.